3, 2, 1. Man, I like that. I like that robot's voice better than my own voice. What's up, everyone? Dan here. Crypto Capital Venture, August 20th, 2018. Last minute live stream. I was about to sit down and do a video, realize how late it is. I have stuff that I still need to do, and I don't have time to edit. So here I am doing a live stream. Plus, I'm getting addicted to the live streams. I have to be honest. I'm getting addicted to all of you, hanging out with all of you. So I'm going to kind of give it a few minutes. As always, if you're a replay viewer, I will put some timestamps in a pinned comment below. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to go over a couple pieces of news and then I guess really jump into charts. What's going on price-wise. So Mexican Charlie Lee is the first here. Miscellaneous Memphian, I'm losing my mind from the ups and downs. Get used to it. Get used to it, Memphian. Texas Crypto Hodler, what's up? Boris, hey man, what's going on? I think that's the same Boris that I was just talking to on the launch pad over there. Right, Boris? Is that you, Boris? What's up, Ryan, Randy, Walter, Synergy Tech, what up, what up? Todd Osborne, Alex GE, hey Dan, great to be on live from Australia. Wow, what time is it in Australia? Isn't it like, let's see, like noon? Is it like the afternoon? You're living in the future, man. How is it? Is anything crazy happening in the future? Drew Blood, what up? Drew Blood 21, what's up, man? Good to see you. Very good to see you. And and you send over a $9.99 super chat. Wow. And I appreciate that. I kind of need it. I'm a little tired. It was a crazy long day today. So that as I always say, that put a little pep in my step right there. $9.99 super chat from Drew Blood 21, my boy. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. It's good to have you here. So Caesar Network channel. I'm just waiting to re-enter. Where's the bottom? John Rambo, what up, homie? What's up? Fausto R, remember me? I do, and I believe, I don't know if your shirt was sent out yet, but I'm pretty sure you're a shirt winner, and I sent all the addresses over to Rob, and we're gonna get them out to you. I'm pretty sure you won a shirt, so if you didn't win a shirt, disregard what I'm saying. As you can see in the background, on the beautiful, beautiful background, we have the amazing Litecoin Summit website. If you're not going and you're thinking about going, go get tickets. I want to see you all there. I know I talk about it a lot lately, but we're closing in. We're less than a month away, and I really, really want to see as many of you there as possible, and it's going to be cool. So you can actually go over and check out the schedule. I think I saw some comments of people asking, is there a schedule? And there is a schedule, and you can check it out. Charlie Lee opening things off, followed by Bill Barheit, and just, man, ton of crazy good speakers. So I'm really looking forward to Bill Barheit. I think I'm looking forward the most, and I don't want to discount anybody else, but I'm really interested in hearing Adam Draper and E Currency Hodler. I think those are the two that I'm most excited about. And of course Charlie Lee. Are you kidding me? Come on, that's a no-brainer. But Adam Draper and E Currency Hodler, the Litecoin School of Crypto, definitely interested in hearing them guys. Mexican Charlie Lee says Saturday live stream was dope. It was fun. Fausto R, it's gonna take a little bit of time for your shirt to get there, but you're all good. You're all good. Poseidon Lou with a super chat, had to out Drew Blood on time. How to put Drew Blood on timeout earlier. He was crying about the price, literally. Dang. Drew Blood, I didn't realize you were so emotional. Drew Blood 21, shedding tears over price. So I'm guessing if we take a glance right now at Litecoin chart, it might spur some emotions. Sarah, do you have any tissues? Drew Blood needs some tissues. I'm just kidding. She thinks I really need tissues. I'm just kidding. So we're gonna get into charts in a second. So I guess I'll start off hopefully, more people will enter into the live stream, but I do want to go over a couple pieces of news I found interesting today. So the first piece, and this will pivot into the second piece of news, is Drew Blood 21 999 super chat says, "I don't cry, I buy. Now we're talking." That was a nice defense. I like it. I don't cry, I buy. And I think that's the winner's mindset right there. So everybody take notes from Drew Blood 21. Don't cry, buy. That really plays into the buy the fear mentality. Stinking buy the fear. When others are crying, when others are crying on the streets, buy the fear. This isn't financial advice, by the way. This is just me talking out loud, my thoughts. So the biggest digital exchanges are teaming up to police the crypto space. I mean, that initially it sounds like centralization. Several of the world's largest digital exchanges joined an effort to root out bad behavior in the $214 billion cryptocurrency industry. Created by Gemini Trust co-founders Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss, the Virtual Commodity Association expanded its roster of exchange participants to include Bitstamp, Bitflyer USA, and Bittrex. According to a statement Monday, representatives from the four marketplaces will meet for the first time in September to discuss setting up the self-regulatory organization. Wow. Self-regulatory organization. It's like a mastermind, these four exchanges teaming up to create something. We can check out this quote. Given the absence of federal oversight jurisdiction in the crypto market in February and again in March of this year, I called on the crypto platform community to come together and develop a self-regulatory organization-like entity that could develop and enforce rules. That was a CFTC commissioner. Today's announcement is a positive step towards that realization. Jim Flanagan with the super chat. Jim Flanagan, you're the man, dude. You are the man. I love following your tweets. Jim Flanagan says, "I have a 2-day ticket for Summit to give away. Maybe next live stream." Wow. Everybody, do you hear that? Is there anybody in here that's like, "I want a ticket, but I just don't want to spend the money"? Well, Jim Flanagan might be your hookup. Jim, tweet me. Let's explore this. That's awesome. So, the Winklevoss twins want to introduce a Bitcoin ETF, but when the SEC recently rejected the request for the second time, it cited concerns Bitcoin markets aren't adequately policed for manipulation. They're trying to step up enforcement on their own exchange at least. Gemini earlier this year hired NASDAQ to conduct surveillance on its market. So is this a bad thing? Is this a good thing? I think it's a good thing. I mean, we need this maturity. It needs to happen. And this will be just another little screw in the doorway or in the door of this doorway for adoption and for growth of these markets. So I think this is a good thing. There's a link if you want to read the full article. There's a link below in the description. And then kind of pivoting into that, right, is this article. SEC faces Thursday deadline for ProShares Bitcoin ETF decision. Yes, another ETF. Less than a month after delaying a decision on a Bitcoin-based exchange-traded fund, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is poised to approve or disapprove another pair of proposed ETFs. Officials at the U.S. Securities Regulator are set to make a decision on the ProShares Bitcoin ETF and the ProShares Short Bitcoin ETF by Thursday, August 23rd. Unlike this month's earlier decision to push an approval for the CBOE's VanEck Solid X Bitcoin ETF, this rule change proposal filed by ProShares in conjunction with New York Stock Exchange ARCA cannot be delayed any further under the regulator's rules. So there's no delay. It's going to be approved or declined. The ProShares ETF proposals initially submitted by the SEC last December are underpinned by Bitcoin futures contracts rather than any physical holdings of Bitcoin itself. In other words, the ETF's value will be determined by the Bitcoin futures contracts trading on CME or the CBOE futures exchange according to the original filing. Interesting. So to date, the regulator has only denied or delayed Bitcoin ETF proposals, with the latest denial coming last month when it rejected a proposal filed by Gemini founders and longtime Bitcoin investors Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss. These guys are everywhere. But this is nothing new, right? We knew this was in the works, and I think most people are probably like, it's probably going to get declined. It's not going to get approved. But my thought is, that's my thought. That's my opinion. But my question is, when these things are happening, how many of you think that this is playing into the market? And is this giving strength and power to the bears, right? And to manipulation? These ETF proposals that keep getting denied or declined. Do you guys think that this is having a negative impact on the market? I'm curious to know. And if so, is it like anything else where even in a falling wedge, right, you have these lower lows, you have this downward momentum, and then all of a sudden you have this breakout? Is it kind of similar to that, but in a sentiment type of way? Meaning we keep getting these ETFs declined, right, or put off, and it's like we're going down and it's constantly bad, and then all of a sudden an approval comes, and is that when the market will explode, the market will react? I'm wondering. I see in a comment, Dan Best says, traders love this up and down news. I completely agree. The market is so primed. It's so beautiful for trading. So, and you can just see, you can see on the charts. Look at that. It's crazy. Up and down. So we're gonna actually jump into the charts. I did a video. We have Coppola Street Tracers. Hello, Dan. Huge fan and watching you every day. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's a new username I didn't recognize. So I'm happy that you made it to live stream, and nice to meet you over video. So let's see. I did a video the other day. I said, is Bitcoin going lower? Future Bitcoin demand and Litecoin meetup. And if you remember that video, this was yesterday. I did this video. Drew Blood 21 says prices will go down, and I've been more leaning towards that way as well. And I've said in previous videos, I have that mindset because prices have been going down. So until they start going up, until the bulls step in, until there's more volume, why would it not keep going down? Besides, if most opportunity is on the downside, right, then why not pay very close attention to that downside? I think it's extremely, extremely important to do that. So in the video yesterday, I basically had this symmetrical triangle up, and we talked about, is this bottom trend line going to hold? Are we going to see rejection right off of this 50 EMA right here, if you can see it on the screen, and bounce down through the trend line? And we got our answer today. There's a daily, so I'm going to get back to that in a second. But here's the 4 hour. There's that triangle. And there's the 50 EMA right there. I'll try and zoom in here. So let me get my brush. Here's the 50 EMA that we were talking about, possibly seeing rejection, right? And we didn't stay above it. We did not see support, and we have this quite large 4 hour candle, and we broke down through the bottom trend line, and it was a bearish move today. So the thought process that I had when I talked about, well, what if we do have that bearish move, we break this symmetrical triangle on the downside, what could this mean? Well, this could possibly potentially be setting up the head and shoulders that I mentioned also yesterday on the daily chart. So you see this left shoulder here, and we have this left shoulder here, we have this head here, and then we have this potential right shoulder kind of forming right now, and the neckline right down here in this area, right? Like right around, it's right around $6,000. It's not perfect on this chart, on this daily chart. But this break on the 4 hour that we have, and here's the neckline right down here. The neckline we were just looking at, that's the neckline. So this break that we had could potentially be setting us up for this head and shoulders formation to confirm. So if we continue down right now, right, and we actually hit here, we're gonna have a very close confirmation if we break that neckline of this head and shoulders. And this could potentially, and we've been talking about this for a couple weeks now, this could potentially set us up for seeing that next lower low. And my screen's a little slow tonight. that next lower low at right around here, $5,500. So that's really on the downside. And Drew Blood just said it. He thinks we're going lower. And I don't see that many people that are saying that they think we're going lower. It's actually whoever is left in the market right now. And I think it's awesome, everybody that's still here and tracking this thing and even buying the dips and accumulating and that are long on this. But I think even most of the people that are here, what I've seen a lot of is a lot of optimism. I see a lot of people very, very optimistic and hopeful that we found a bottom and things are about to get crazy, right? And I don't know if that's because we're getting ready to go into fall and people are reminiscent of last fall and what happened. Could be. That could play into sentiment. That could play into sentiment moves and momentum. But for now, for me and maybe Drew Blood, who made that comment, is kind of the same as me. Is kind of thinking, well, we've had 8 months downtrend, right? And you can see it on this daily chart. Until there's volume, until we break a certain key area, right? Like this previous lower high at around $8,300. Before we do something like that, I think I'm going to be more prepared for. I'm going to be more prepared for the downside. Not because I want the downside, right? I'm not shorting Bitcoin or anything, but I want to be able to accumulate. And RV says ugly chart. I'm sorry you don't like my chart. What can I do different, RV, that would please your eyes? Tech Lord says trading or trying. Alex GE says, totally agree, man. Going lower and good buying opportunities soon. Mexican Charlie Lee, sideways action till September. Sideways action is probably one of the strongest things that we could possibly see right now. We want to see sideways action. I think that's going to be our biggest sign of the potential bottom, right? The bottom may have happened. And I think sideways trading is going to be a really good sign of that. So going back to that daily chart, I have this resistance area. So, we just talked about this neckline on the daily head and shoulders and possibly approaching that area and breaking lower to create a new low. But I do want to just, throw this out there real quick, which is to say, we might have in play, right? If we do see some volume, we might have a next run to this area. And I mentioned this in another video as well, but I just want to kind of bring it back up because it's important if you want to look out for the upside, which is this Fibonacci on the daily chart from this low to this previous swing high up to like $8,400 or whatever. Right at that 200 EMA is and I completely did this wrong. So the swing high to this low. So right at that 200 EMA is this channel that we talk about all the time that always proves itself right in one way or another, this 786 to 618 channel, right? So right in between that channel is the 200 EMA. So like that is for me mentally, that's my area where if we break through that, whether it's like tomorrow, whether it's in 2 weeks, whenever it is, when we break through that area, I'm going to start having probably a more bullish sentiment, right? You might sense me talking a little bit more bullish than I am now. And right now I'm not talking bearish, I'm just talking, be ready for new lows because I think that's where all of us can make the most money. But on the upside though, if we do see a move, right? If we get this move that everybody's kind of, not everybody, but a lot of people are optimistic on, then I see this area right here at this 200 EMA being that really key area that's going to tell us what's next. Are we about to, see a breakout, an actual bull trend from this long-term bear market? Because if we break this 200 EMA, we're probably going to get some very nice, strong momentum to break finally this previous lower high at $8,400. When that happens and we break that previous lower high at $8,400, then we're talking. And then from there, we can start also talking about waiting for pullbacks, even in a bullish uptrend. Because even if we, and this is something that interests me most, even if we break this area, right, this previous lower high, $8,400, we're going to have pullbacks. And the thing that interests me most in these markets is whether we are in a downtrend right now or in an uptrend. I love right here. I love this area. I love these areas, these dips. This is literally the only reason why I chart, why I learned how to do technical analysis. This right here, and this is in like an awesome bull market. This right here, this right here. Those are the areas that I just sit and wait for, because that is literally just buying the dip. And if you can get good at tracking Bitcoin and its price movement and its momentum and key areas of resistance and support. So for Bitcoin, just using the Fibonacci, we know that's a 618 to 786. You can start anticipating things and being a little bit more ready to pull the trigger when it happens, as opposed to just like sitting back. I remember when I wasn't doing technical analysis and I was just kind of watching the charts, it was all, whenever I would enter or accumulate or do whatever I was doing, I would do it just like kind of just hoping that I was making the right decision. But when I'm sitting back, right, and I'm just kind of like, all right, $5,500, very good accumulation. That could be 2 weeks from now, I don't know. But when it happens, I don't have to guess anything. You know, I was prepared for it. And buying these dips, buying these areas and being prepared for it are huge. If you remember, we were at $8,100 and we talked about this exact pullback, right? And many of you might have seen that video, and we were all ready for 25% downtrend in Bitcoin, and it happened. So we have, I think I just saw John Kim here. Did I just see John Kim? John Kim's here. John, are you driving? What are you up to? I think you were hanging out with Johnny Litecoin, John Moore today. Was so good meeting you the other day, dude. So good. I mean, look at this, everybody. Look at this. How special of a picture. How special of a picture. Can you guys see this? Look at that. Me and John Kim. My buddy. My pal. It was awesome, man. It was so cool. It was such a good day the other day, meeting everybody, hanging out with everybody. Thornton Plumbing, what's up, man? Good to see you here. Appreciate you coming by. Would have been awesome to see you get that signed shirt. John Kim, he did. You got a ton of video, John. It was crazy. So yeah, awesome time the other day. If you didn't see the live stream from that day, you can go back 2 videos and check that out. So yeah, Bitcoin wise, that's kind of what I'm looking for. I mean, if you, and I know we have a lot of Litecoin people here, right? I myself, I'm a Litecoin person, but I think right now in this market, it's extremely important to watch Bitcoin, but a Bitcoin move up, right, to this resistance area, what might that look like, right? And then what might that look like for Litecoin? So right now that would be like a 22% move up in the market from where we are now to even test that 200 EMA. And again, if you didn't catch it, this is 618 to 786, right in between that channel on Fibonacci, from this previous swing high to this low. That area is very key. If Bitcoin makes a move up there, what will Litecoin be doing? Litecoin just chilling right now at $54. We can kind of just get a sense for it. This isn't like exact. This is kind of just, it's close because Bitcoin and Litecoin often are trading pretty closely to each other. So we can say, that was at 22% for Bitcoin gain. What would that look like for Litecoin? That takes us right to the top of this downward trend line that Litecoin has. And it doesn't even take us to the 50 EMA. So like speaking truthfully right now, Litecoin has so much catching up to do. And that's illustrated really good on the Litecoin BTC charts, right? I mean, it's so it's so ugly, but it's so okay. It's so normal. You can see my chart has basically these segments where Litecoin has seen this type of drop before. And then what Litecoin does, and we've talked about this often, and this is one of the reasons why I love Litecoin and I really like accumulating it, and I think it's a great investment, is because it makes these moves, right? And then it just blows up. And you can see it. It happens over and over, right? You can see it here on the chart. So the question is, for Litecoin, following this trend, following these segments, right? And it's interesting that they just get longer and longer, but the breakouts get larger and larger. So I'm wondering if right now is a really good in terms of the LTC BTC chart and in terms of Litecoin in general. I'm wondering if now is an extremely good area to accumulate Litecoin. I'm not wondering as much because I'm pretty much always accumulating Litecoin and Bitcoin, but I think right now from a charting perspective, I think it's looking really good. Could we go down further? Of course. However, I think the breakout, once Litecoin does regain a little bit on Bitcoin, it's going to be impressive. I think a lot of people are going to be happy if you're long on Litecoin, if you're in Litecoin. So that's something that I'm definitely keenly watching and very interested to see what happens. But there it is. Look at that chart. It's crazy. So from that previous high there, we are down in Litecoin 66%. And we all know how quick that can change. I want to just paint this picture for you. In this previous downtrend, right before this previous bull run, how far were we down? We were actually down 74%. And then within a matter, and this was over a matter of months, and then within a matter of days, not even a week, within a matter of days, so over a matter of months, we're down 70-some%, and then in a matter of days, we are up 330% for Litecoin. So just keep it all in perspective. I know a lot of people, because I see it in comments a lot, I know a lot of people are discouraged by this move of Litecoin. Man, Litecoin's losing its strength, but it's like we've been here before. This is nothing new. This is like, if you could expect anything, like we could have expected this. And it's not the end of the world. It's not even bad for Litecoin. If anything, it creates an opportunity for you to accumulate and to get in a very strong position. And please note, what I'm saying is not financial advice. So there it is. I mean, we broke the symmetrical triangle. Let's see what happens next. Really, for me in the short term, like if I'm just laying in bed tonight, what I'm looking out for on the short term, I will be watching this. I might pivot over to the hourly to get a closer look. But what I'd be looking for now over tonight into tomorrow is, well, are we going to retest this bottom trend line now that we broke it? It's always the first thing that I look for personally in terms of when we break a triangle like this. So are we going to retest that? And then if we bounce off of it and see resistance there, then that's like when I personally am like, all right, get ready because we might start testing some lows, some previous lows. So like that next area of support is like right at the $5,900 area. So that's what I'll be prepping for. And then I want to see if there's support there, because if not, I think this head and shoulders really might be in, and we might break that neckline and we might find a new low. So it's all just a matter of time, step by step. You got to track it. You got to be prepared for either or. I think if the market goes up, most of the people I know are going to just be happy, right? Maybe they'll be like, I wish I would have bought more, but I think everybody might think that way if the market goes up. But being prepared for that downside has a more powerful long-term payoff as opposed to being prepared for just a bullish breakout, if that makes sense. John Kim says, I believe the Facebook will implement Coinbase Commerce and will accept all the coins that are on Coinbase right now. I believe Facebook will implement Coinbase Commerce and will accept all the coins that are on Coinbase right now. This is my personal opinion, so don't make a big fuss about it. That's awesome how he ended that. Don't make a big fuss about it. I'm going to make a big fuss about it. I'm going to tweet right now. John Kim says Facebook is teaming up with Coinbase Commerce. Brian Armstrong and Mark Zuckerberg are partnering up, says John Kim. You heard it here first on Crypto Capital Venture. Poseidon Lou with the $9.99 super chat. Whew. Appreciate it, man. I love it. I love when my screen just lights up like that. It just it gives me like a burst of energy. It's like taking a sip of my Monster energy drink, 0 calorie. Or it's like hanging out with John Kim for two seconds. Just a burst of energy out of nowhere. I appreciate it, Lou. You're the man. Poseidon Lou. I'm going to use that $9.99 to go buy Drew Blood some tissues for his tears. Kev A Million Show. What's up? What's up, man? How's it going? I appreciate you coming by. Ricky Bobby, LTC is the MVP of the year. Yo, LTC is going to make some crazy moves in my opinion. I know I have pivoted and most of my content used to be Litecoin. And I was a little bit hesitant to start tracking Bitcoin, but I think it's extremely important and I think it pays off to do so. That's why I did that. But Litecoin, I don't want to discount it from lack of covering it as much. It really is like my favorite cryptocurrency. So Litecoin is so well positioned right now, and I'm really, really curious to see when we exit this bear market, whenever that is. I'm really, really interested to see how powerful Litecoin might break out, because right now Litecoin has something that most cryptocurrencies do not have. Litecoin has usability. Litecoin has adoption. Litecoin has the strongest technology. So I'm loving it. Dan Best says Lightning Network's going to change everything. Exactly. So John's a fire starter, says Jim Flanagan. John says you have no idea. Jim Flanagan, I did not see the shirts and hat that you designed. Wait, maybe I did. Was that like the Giants colors? I think I did see that. It was awesome. I think that's what it was. And we all know Poseidon Lou doesn't care about these daily and 4-hour charts. We all know that. Lou wants this weekly. That's what he wants. He wants the weekly. My computer's so slow right now. Come on. And there's the weekly. All messy from a previous TA. Man, it's looking crazy though. If I get rid of some of these, let me get rid of some of these. So look at that. Vincent Bada, when can I pay you in Litecoin using the super chat? I wish, man. I wish YouTube would do that. Twitch did that, right? But nobody uses Twitch. I would totally use Twitch, but nobody uses Twitch. But that would be phenomenal. That would be awesome if we could do that. The super chats were Litecoin. And yes, Crypto Hippie says amazing community. I agree. It's probably one of the most powerful things about Litecoin. Charisma 91. Litecoin seems the most talked about coin. So check this out. Check this chart out on the weekly. And this is what I'm looking for. I don't think it would be surprising if we get some of this. And I don't know when it's going to come, but this sideways trading that we were talking about a little bit earlier, that Mexican Charlie Lee brought up. Drew Blood 21, Lou wants that money. No, he didn't. Poseidon Lou, $9.99 super chat. Drew went to the toilet and wiped with Benji today. Baller status. Wiped with a Benji. Man, Poseidon Lou's always picking on Drew Blood. Dang. And Drew Blood never, he doesn't come back too often. He just lets you have it, dude. It's awesome. So yes, I'm looking for the sideways trading. When will we get it? I don't know. That's the question. So previous bear markets, Litecoin saw 98% losses. The question is, I don't think Litecoin's going to see 98% losses this time. That would bring us to a $5 Litecoin. Many people will be happy and buying. Actually, I don't think many people will be happy, but many people will be buying. But I do not think that's going to happen. One thing that you can look at is, instead of really looking at the bottom, right? Let's do this on the weekly. I mean, we're really long. We're really zoomed out here. We are really zoomed out here. 76%. 76%. That's how overextended on the weekly Litecoin was from the 50 EMA. So right here, Litecoin was 76% overextended from 50 EMA at its bottom. That's some crazy overextension, right? Because we know, at least from what we look at on the daily, that 25 to 40% overextension from the 50 EMA on the daily is an area of crazy overextension where we see this pullback, right back to the 50 EMA. So to have a 76% overextended on the weekly is extremely strong, extremely oversold, and makes sense why we found a bottom there. So what does that look like for Litecoin? Well, Litecoin now 76% from the 50 would be around a $25 Litecoin. And I actually had, let's see. I had a comment on the Launchpad today that I want to bring up. Jim Flanagan says, Lou, buy a Guinness and have a drink with me. I love it. Jim, Jim, where are you? You don't live close to Poseidon Lou, do you? You guys should totally meet up and hang out. My computer's way slow right now. I'm not really understanding what's going on. It's time for me to get a new Mac, man. It's time. So we have Bart posting. Where's this post from earlier? I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. Patience is everything. Here we go. I posted this earlier on our Launchpad. I said patience is everything because it is, because I know everybody's going crazy wondering when the breakout is going to happen. Wondering when the Bulls are going to win, when the Bulls will beat the Bears. So I got a comment from Boris, and he said, why do you think Litecoin's going lower than 30? You know, and I just asked him, I didn't ever say that I thought that was happening, but I understood his question after he explained it, which was, he was basically saying, why are you thinking it could go to less than 30? And this is pretty much exactly why. He said, you said that you're anticipating more downward action. You gave both scenarios, but you're more bearish than bullish. I get it based on triangular TA. Also understand need a flattening for some time before any bull run. So really, actually, his comment right there is really good in terms of like what we've been talking about in this entire live stream. And I just replied and I said, I mainly think that too many people are expecting the bottom was found already. That makes it a little unconvincing to me. So I think it's wise to be prepared for lower lows and then some sideways trading for a while. So what else did he say? He said he's trying to figure out TA before he starts. He's been accumulating but since December with the bear market could be frustrating. Paradoxically enough, more innovation now than ever, yet price is completely downward. Very true, Boris. Boris, are you still here? Because you made some good comments, man. Traders completely beating the crap out of LTC. Not good for fundamentals. That's a great perspective. So, and that's one of the things I love about this Launchpad, and you guys can go sign up for free in the description. You know, we have this little mini social network over there, live chat, live posts, and it's pretty cool. Like Bart just posted, I'm going to give him a little cheer and check out his post a little bit later. But yeah, those are good thoughts by Boris, and really just speaking to exactly what we're talking about in terms of Litecoin. So that's basically why I have this $25. And this is, if Boris is still here, this helps answer his question, why do I have that, right? Why would I even anticipate a $25, $30, a sub $30 Litecoin? That's why. I mean, it's really based off of history, and it's based off of what I think potentially could happen. It doesn't mean I think it will happen. It's just I think it could, and I want to be prepared for it if it does. Because, you know, when we were above $100, I did not think that we would break $100. We talked about it. We talked about a $50 Litecoin. We talked about the possibility that Charlie Lee could have been right for a $20 Litecoin. We talked about it, right? It's not like it was impossible. I didn't think it was going to happen. And I was, you know, proven wrong, as many of us were, because of this downtrend, this bear market that we've been in, and the manipulation that we've experienced, right? And I think somebody just said, RV said no adoption, and the thing is, adoption is going to take some time. And I don't think, do I think adoption will play into price? When there's adoption, it's gonna have a huge impact on price, in my opinion. But until then, price is impacted by really the general moves of these markets. And it's been like this for years. These volatile moves, these pullbacks like crazy, and then these insane bull runs. I think that's going to continue. And when we have things like, well, and this is partly why I asked at the beginning, when we have all these ETF decisions happening, like this is playing into that story of volatility. It's, you know, really good for traders, but really, really concerning for people that are just like, will you please just go up already? Like, there's a lot of people that just want it to go up already. And when we have all these ETFs getting declined, it's just not good for sentiment. It's not good for that price movement that everybody wants. It might eventually be good for it, but that just speaks to the whole fact that news moves these markets at certain times. And I think ETFs are going to eventually move these markets in quite a big way, I think. And that's why I brought that up at the beginning of this live stream. So yeah, I guess time will tell. But adoption, going to take a little bit of time, as did Brian Armstrong. He said in an article we covered last week, right? Coinbase CEO basically said it's going to take time. I completely agree with him. We have to be patient for those things to happen. And I did an interview the other day talking about the fact that the guy interviewing me asked me, what's the future of cryptocurrency? And I said, you know, I said part of the future is failure. And that's one of the biggest things that we're all going to have to live through in this environment of cryptocurrency. And, you know, in these ups and downs, we're going to have to live through those failures, right? And those failures move price. So whether you're just like tracking the technology, you're going to have to see those failures happen. And if you're tracking the price, which most of you are, you're going to have to experience personally those failures. Because when those failures happen, right, when there's like some FUD news on something bad happening with Ethereum or something, price goes down and you're part of that. So it's all one big, huge story that we're living in, and it's awesome, and I'm loving it. Jim Flanagan, we must fail, his jaw dropped. So the interviewer was like, you know, he's interviewing me, didn't seem, you know, he was just asking questions and listening to my answers. But when I said, failure is the future, him and the audio guy both were just like, they were definitely keenly aware of what I was saying at that point. So it was kind of fun. Tups is in the house. Tups T. Hi all. Glad to have made the live stream just before it finishes. We crypto hypnotized. We have a while to go downtrend for 3 to 6 months yet. It's hard being patient in a microwave society. Wow, that's true. That's true. That's why you shouldn't don't watch the pot boil, right? DJ Tyson, what's up? I'm willing to take a risk for a possible great future. Agreed. Dominic LTC. Yo, is that Dom? Is that Dom? My boy. Is that my boy from Giovanni's Deli? There's no picture. Dom is the man. So, Drew Blood, $9.99 super chat. Dude, thank you. Now you're contending with Poseidon Lou. Life is about how much you can take and keep fighting. How much you can suffer and keep moving forward. Man, Drew Blood, I love that. That's what I'm talking about. That's an awesome quote. And it reminds me of Sylvester Stallone in Rocky. When he was giving a speech to his son. Life is about how much you can take and keep fighting, how much you can suffer and keep moving forward. So true. It's also in trading how much you can, keep getting knocked down but keep accumulating. But that's awesome, Drew Blood. I appreciate it. And thank you for the super chat. Extremely grateful. That's like a blow. That's like a blow to Poseidon Lou. So Dom, we have Dom LTC in the house. If you don't know who Dom is, I have to go to my Twitter. Dom and Giovanni's Deli, where we just were to do this live stream the other day, and John Kim was there and a bunch of guys were there. Victoria, who's not a guy, was there. She's on Twitter as well. Dom, I don't even know what to say about the food at Giovanni's Deli. It's the best I've ever had. I'm not just saying that because I'm trying to be nice. It really was. Me and Sarah were very much enjoying our sandwiches. Giovanni's is in Secaucus. I think I'm pronouncing that right. But where is this? Let's see. This was a great thread from today. This was Dom. He basically retweeted one of my tweets, and then I sent a picture. This was from the other day. He gave me this Italian sandwich. Look at this. And I was driving, and I tweeted a picture of it, and I said, bro, thank you for hooking it up for the drive home yesterday. The best. And I completely am serious. It's the best. And this is what I love about this. Rob, who was also at the meetup the other day, he says, Dan driving around 30 miles per hour, eating, taking a picture, and posting all the same time, or John Kim, driving, streaming, singing, tweeting, and messaging. You decide. And he's asking, multitasking genius, who's more genius? And John Kim won, or he's winning, 74%. And then it kicked in. I realized something. I said, I'm actually okay with these results. This just means John is more irresponsible than me. Because I was just driving with a sandwich and I took a picture of it. John Kim's getting crazy. And look at John. It cracks me up. And meanwhile, we have Poseidon Lou with a super chat. Drew, no, LOL. Man. Dude, you're in a super chat war right now. I am working on something for these super chats, by the way. I know I've been saying that, and I think since I started working on it today, I think I can like show a quick little teaser of the Launchpad Foundation. Let me see. Quick little teaser. It's not finished, but I started creating the Launchpad Foundation logo. Oh, it's gonna be good. There it is. Put it right over John's face. Oh, I'm not going to be able to. You know what? I'm not even going to be able to share it because my screen share is only sharing a window. What a bummer. I will tweet it out tonight, I promise. So yes, so Dom is awesome, and I real quick, I just want to show a picture from the other day. I got to take a picture with Dom, Giovanni's Deli. Many of you, if you're on Twitter, may have seen it, but there he is. Awesome day, buying people lunch. John Kim just giving Litecoin away. It was crazy, but really cool day, really exciting day. OT23, $1.99 super chat. Thank you, my friend. What's up, man? I'm loving the emojis. A teddy bear, a party, and hands. I'm loving it. OT23 in the house. What's up, dude? Thank you for coming by, and thank you for that super chat. Much appreciated. I wish I could show you my logo for what we're putting together for this foundation. Me and Sarah are doing, but I couldn't pull it up. So I think we're good. I think John Moore's here too. John Moore was there the other day. He says chicken, mutts, and broccoli, no bread. Is that what you had, John, when you were there? I kind of came a little late when all you guys were eating. Man, everybody's here. Look at this. It's like the family is here. So there it is. I mean, I think we went on the upside, the downside for Bitcoin and Litecoin. Just to recap real quick, I'm looking at this trend line, this neckline right around $5,900 on Bitcoin. If we approach that area, be careful. We could be seeing new lower lows, and my target for that is around $5,500. However, be aware that if we see support above this previous low and we get a bounce to this resistance area, that could be the beginning of a bull run that everybody wants. I know everybody wants it. What's up, Heath? Just saying hello. How are you? Eric Smith says, is now a good time to accumulate Litecoin? And I'll say what I always say. It's your own unique decision. It's your own unique financial situation, right? If you can say, if you can accumulate here and we go down 25%, are you going to be comfortable with that? Are you going to be able to accumulate more to basically bring your average down? Prepare, if you're looking to accumulate, prepare for the downside. I know you're thinking of the upside in accumulation, but prepare and think about the downside, because that's really the true test of your portfolio. It's also the true test of your risk tolerance. So find and define your risk tolerance, and then buy when you're comfortable. That's really why we do charting. But John Moore will tell you it's never a bad time to accumulate Litecoin. And this is not financial advice. All right, everybody. Time to go hang out with Sarah, maybe get some work done. I have to go, but I really appreciate everybody hanging out with me tonight. You bring some energy into my late nights, so I appreciate it. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you have a great Tuesday tomorrow. Obviously, we'll be doing another video tomorrow, if not a live stream, if I don't get time to do and edit a video. But appreciate all of you. Appreciate you super chatters. You guys are awesome. Extremely grateful for each and every one of you out there. Tech Lords, thanks for being the mod. Thanks for taking care of business. You're the man. I appreciate you. And as always, I will see you in the next video, and God bless.